sure you finish the lesson.
I'll never feel whole again. They're gonna suffer.
Hello.
Well, hello, Kristen. How are you?
Hi, look at me. There's my face.
It is.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Wow, I loved this I Am Lisa. It was so good. And
Oh, good. I'm glad.
it was just I love how it was so different. It was from a woman's perspective, and it was, I thought, because I love revenge movies because I was bullied a lot as a kid, so
Yeah.
I never thought of becoming a werewolf to get my revenge, but that's such a unique idea. And
Yeah, one way.
and I love the first shot of the movie. You have a beanie on and your glasses and a flannel shirt. I was like, oh, it's such a great look, so very,
Yeah.
very hip.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, true underdog story.
I love how Lisa has a degree in records and management from the University of Barcelona. So she's perfect for working in a bookshop.
Good that you saw that. You got that little nugget. I love it when people find things.
Well, there's so much to look at in this movie, and it's a female-driven revenge werewolf film. I kind of pitch it as I Spit on Your Grave meets The Howling.
Cool. I'll take it. Yeah.
And the entire movie is like setting up all the people Lisa's going to get payback for, and especially your bully, Jessica Huckins. All I kept thinking of after the first 15 minutes, I hope she gets it good.
Yeah. Yeah. That Jessica is like a fun character because she Lisa understands her on some level that you see towards the end of the movie, that they get each other, but she just takes it out on people, man, and ultimately deserves what she gets.
And Lisa is kind of she's not very aggressive, but she slaps a deputy sheriff. I mean, what do you think? What does she think is going to happen when she does that?
I think that she's pretty I think she's a little naive when the movie starts, to be honest. She's just rather be in her own world, kind of away from all the action and all of that. And it's through the experiences that she goes through in the movie that kind of force her to have to confront these things and these bad people. But she certainly starts out in a place where she's perfectly happy, kind of just tucked away with herself, staying out of the limelight, out of trouble, out of people's watch. And when she can no longer avoid that, she has to take things in her own hands. But there's definitely a little part of her that acts first and then figures it out.
And shame on you for laughing at The Last Man on Earth, which was remade as The Omega Man with Charlton Heston, and then I Am Legend with Will Smith. Now, you wouldn't laugh at Will Smith, would you?
No, I certainly didn't. I saw that movie and I loved it. I cried.
Because I'm like, that poor Vincent Price, you guys were just mocking him through the movie. So I was kind
well, they'd also had some special cookies beforehand that were influencing there.
I guess you'll laugh at anything, huh?
Yeah.
And you've said that you're a tiny person. So was it fun to play somebody larger than life?
Totally. It was one of the most fun parts about playing Lisa, was playing somebody who ended up through, fantastical means, kind of gaining this physical strength and ability that I don't get to channel in my everyday life. I got really into stunt work before doing Lisa, and I actually performed all of my own stunts during the movie because it's just so empowering to be able to make it appear as if I have the ability to, take somebody out, even if I don't in real life. And it's just definitely one of the most fun parts of playing her.
And was there much discussion on your transformation? Because it was simple eyes and teeth, for your transformation, instead of, because, the budget would have been crazy to have you transform into something, really complicated. So was there much discussion on that? Because I think it worked. I mean, I liked how simple it was.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear you say that. There was definitely talk about it. As you say, the budget obviously wasn't enough to have 8 different prosthetics and things like that to switch in between. But we knew we wanted it to be gradual. We knew we wanted to start small so that Lisa could be confused by what was happening, unsure where it was going, how far it was going, sort of dealing with it as it comes on, and surprised by it often, as you see in the film, surprised by her own impulses and abilities and appearance for sure. And then, so we started with just a few things, like you said, the eyes, the fangs, the nails. And then by the end of the movie, she's a little further along. And I think the fun of leaving it like we did is that it's open-ended. It's like, oh, is she going to reach a more extreme place at some point that we just don't get to see in the movie? Or is that it? But we certainly did have a lot of comments about the fact that it is not a full, head to toe hairy transition. And, for vanity reasons, I was okay with it. No, but it's a choice. And I think it was cool because it just lets Lisa still feel like she can find herself again. She's not completely lost here. She still has a grip on who she is.
And I Am Lisa was shot in Kansas City, and I understood you had a premiere at a drive-in. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I think that it's such a good drive-in movie. Obviously, the reason that we did that was because of the current pandemic and all of that, and local theaters and movie theaters just not being open. But I almost want to say it's a blessing in disguise because the movie just works so well in that atmosphere, and it's so good for that format. And it's the perfect kind of movie where there's like, you can feel scared and isolated, like it's your own experience in your car, but also like there's people around you. And I have to say, when it was over and everybody started honking and flashing their lights and cheering, I mean, it was just a magical experience for sure. They said we had more cars there than the Avengers screening the week before. So I think for people locally, it was really fun to kind of see restaurants they recognize and stores they recognize and blocks in town that they recognize. When a movie gets made locally, it's always fun for people to kind of look for those little gems. And so I think that the crowd really enjoyed it for all those reasons.
Just in time for Halloween. I enjoyed it immensely, and it's all set up for sequel. So hopefully you're ready to play Lisa again.
I know, right? I am still Lisa.
Well, thank you so much, Kristen. And I appreciate your time, and we'll talk again soon.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Take care.